Fiberglass time. Now these are basically all the panels I couldn't really afford to replace. I replaced so much I thought, right, well I can kind of save these, but these are pretty, like this one's quite bad. So what I've got here, I need to replace this bit in here. And what I've got is a bit of metal with tape stuck to it, like parcel tape, and then I can fiberglass onto here, and the fiberglass won't stick to the parcel tape. So I've just bent the metal and I've clamped it here. I'm going to put another clamp on, and then that at least get me the shape, and then just start building it up. So I'm just getting all the bits ready for fiberglassing. Now what I'm doing is I'm just sort of building little platforms like this, and just to make it easier for doing the fiberglassing. I'm not very good at this, but I'm just, this is the kind of way I'm doing it. Lots of little patches to build up something. So, and then cut it all out and then do the resin. So in this one it's more just because I just need this bit to be a little flat there. So I've just made this little platform for it. This one's obviously is a bit more involved. It was cracked all the way down here and that. So I've lined up, it was split just in there. So I've lined up the outside of the skin so it's as smooth as possible, so I don't need to do as much. Sort of lining up and filling, and I'm just cutting a bunch of bits of fiberglass up. I've kept this edge as straight as possible, and I'm going to do it all flat, and then I'm going to see if I can make something that I can then lay another sort of line up like this. But I've just got as much fiberglass in here, loads of all these old holes in it, so I need to fill all that. So got quite a lot of resin that needs to go in there, so time to mix up some resin.
Shut up and sit down.
Alright, let's see what it's like. Unstick all these things. Okay, come on, peel off. There we go. Yeah, that'll be sweet. Alright. That's not bad. It's alright. This is all going to be this is all a lot smoother. I've got like trim off all this stuff, but there you got the kind of profile of that. It's not the worst in the world. So right, got to trim that down and then see if I can make the flat bit out of it as well. The vise, the jack, the bit of wood, and a clamp. Now just cut up some bits of material, lay it in there. Alright, it's all hardened. See how easy it comes off this stuff. There you go. So just cover the metal in this parcel tape and it just doesn't stick. So here we go, that's it off, and that's what I've got now. I know it doesn't look great, but it's got the right shape, kind of following the right line. So now I'm just get an angle grinder on it and clean it up a bit. So here we go. Doing way better. Now I know I've got a lot of filling to do along here. I'm going to grind this stuff down just because there's a couple of high spots in it, and just grind it so I can blend this all in. This is mostly covered by the side skirts. I think there's a tiny bit that will be above here that I need to get looking really good, but the rest of it I just need to make it solid and not like that junk, but you know, a lot nicer than that. It doesn't need too much more work. But I do notice I've got like, there's quite a few little chips in here and stuff, so I do have a bit more fiberglassing to do to make this one good, so I'm going to get on with that. Now here's the repair for this bit, that's on, and this is what I now need to turn it into. So again, just get the angle grinder in here and kind of cut it into this shape. What I'll do is I'm going to just set them up like this as well, so I can kind of see. It's going to make it a lot easier to make that shape. I've got this one right beside it. Right, that's that, really strong. Needs a wee bit of filler in there to clean it up, but that won't take long. The joy of Bodywork. There's loads of fiberglassing that's been going on, and I'm now bound to start filling stuff and trying to get it as close to acceptable as possible. There's nowhere near it. These are coming up quite nicely. It's got a nice curve in there, that's not that rough, but what I need to do is, as I've done with that thing, is I need to paint it, because it gets really difficult now to be able to see where the lumps are and what it looks like, so I'm going to prime everything. I need to sand back a couple of bits. I've got this. Now, what is going on with this? As you can see, some lines on there, and then some little bits grinded down. Now, I'm going to be cutting that into 4, and then I'm going to be taking some nuts, and I'm going to be welding them onto there. And then I'm going to cut this up, and I'm going to be fiberglassing these bits on to the wings. Now, the reason for that is so I can then put them in behind these holes, and then what I can do is the wings are secured to the body, but then the skirts need to be secured to the wings. Now, instead of trying to get in behind them and get bolts undone, I want them to just be threaded in. So what I'm going to do is have it that these can just be screwed right in and then screwed right out without having to get behind. So it's just got like maybe Allen key bolts. It's like all the bodywork is held together like this, and everything has got a captive nut behind it. All of these are captive, they can all just be screwed out. I've used riv nuts everywhere to do that. Use riv nuts in there. And I don't want to have it that some of the stuff isn't got a captive nut in it. So just like we have here, so these are holding in the side skirts and the other ones are holding in the over fender. This one's being a dick because it has threaded in and I can't get it off. I had down to grind it off, and so that needs to come out. But yeah, just gonna make it hopefully a bit easier to get panels on and off. So the reason for doing that is I used to have like over fenders, and my over fenders used to be stuck on. It's just a pain in the ass to work on them if you break anything. So this way every body panel will be easy to come off. So if I do break it, it just makes it way easier to fix things. Everything's also going to be really well secured on. I'm not just using zip ties to secure things. There's the theory that like if you zip tie it, it hits it, it flies off, and then it doesn't get broken. But that theory to me is being tried and tested. What it generally means is that you hit something, you've broken it already, so then the zip tie breaks and then it falls on the ground at speed, scrapes across the tarmac, wrecks itself more, then someone drives into it. So I'm trying to negate that issue now. 4 holes drilled, so put that through there and then screw a nut onto it like that, then that'll hold it in position for when I weld it. Ideally I wouldn't have like, what do you call it, thread lock ones, but that's the only nut I've got. Change of plan. I'm just going to use the, what do you call it, the riv nuts. Drill those out a bit more and put those in. Change of plan. I'm just going to use the riv nuts. I don't know why I didn't think to just use that. So I'm just going to drill that hole out a bit more, then put these in. I might put, one of the things about these is sometimes they move. So I might, I don't know, might put a wee tack on it because these are steel. you can see how many repairs this has had and how janky it's been. Anyway, solid. Right, what I've done is I've actually put some holes in here. Reason for that is when I'm going to fiberglass these in, is that then the resin's going to go through. It's just going to make it a bit more secure, I hope. Look at that, sun. Oh, it's nice. Right. So these are how the over fenders come. It's got a massive lip on them. So what I'm doing, last thing I do before I get these ready for paint, is I'm just taking that lip down to, you see, I've taken it right down to pretty much nothing. Just so I've got lots of space for tire activity. Also, you notice when I'm trimming it down, I'm trying to leave like some thickness on there so there is some sort of strength to these. You could go a wee bit further, but I want to, yeah, just for impacts and that, I think that'll just keep it, keep it in a better shape. So you know how Bentley put the name of the person who made the engine on it? Well, I've got the grams equivalent of it. So they've done my over fenders, and look what they've got. They've got it's handmade by, is that a Ole? Oh, Ola? Oli? Or whoever it was. Thank you. So here she is. All the panels on her. Just need to now put some paint on them. Everything's rubbed down. I could keep fixing these and keep making them perfect, but this isn't a show car, this is a race car. I'm just buzzing with how it looks. It is absolutely brilliant. Just even when you look in it now, it's just fresh. So doors are coming off, everything's going blue. All of it's going to be going the same blue. And then she's going to be going for the wrap. I have taken the rear bumper off, but everything fits. Literally, I go around, undo all these Allen keys. No need to get any spanners in behind it. All with a, what do you call it, impact gun. The whole thing will come apart. Every panel will come off. So everything's removable. Make it way easier to work on. And I've got my front lip and a wee side lip just to give her a little bit more width. And they line up pretty good as well. Look, it'll probably get snapped off pretty quickly, but I really like that. I think it's really nice. I think just adds just a little bit more meaty to her. I know she's not the lowest thing, but she has been jacked up a lot and up and down, so I think it will settle a wee bit. The rear, I've got standard hubs on at the moment, and I've had to lower the suspension a wee bit, taking out those spacer things I had. These are the spacers I've got on at the rear. When I run the drop hubs, I have to run that because the coilovers just don't extend. So they will go back to about that. But yeah, maybe drop the front a tiny wee bit. I don't know. And I also think I need to trim in here a wee bit. The way this is sitting, it's just that when it goes into lock here, I think I'm getting a wee bit of, it's going to trim, so I might just need to take this kind of edge off a wee bit. I couldn't be arsed repairing this triangle. I just cut off. Styled it now. But yeah. Oh, so good. Right, I'm going to get on with painting this. The next time you'll see this, I'm not going to take you through the entire painting process. I've got other videos on that. But the next time you see this, she'll be completely painted. What are you saying? Done. Well, bodywork done. Loads of little bits to do, but yeah, she's all one colour. It's not that bad as well. This is the best paint job I've done. It's definitely, you can't strike a match on it, that's kind of handy. Yeah, the splitter's on. I don't know, is that a splitter? Is that a splitter? You tell me. Anyway, solid. Oh, everything's mounted. Finally. Like, that adds like the right, it's just the right width. Just a little bit in on the rear. And yeah, no, I'm super chuffed with how this came out. Really like this. And this is the best bit. Look at this, is the best. Inside of the door, it's just one colour. I love that. And just sitting in this car before, like, it was like, you could see about 4 or 5 different colours. It's now just all one thing. Oh god, I've got to remove that. I'm going to do that later. That's got some bits underneath it. Yeah, loads of little bits still left to do in here, but she's, like, it's not far away. Not far away at all. That's the next big thing, but that'll be in the next video. A little sneak preview. Sexy new bits. There's 4 of them to go on. What we got at the rear here. I know my lights are wrong. There's different versions of lights in there. That one is different from that one. And I don't know even if that, I think that one, this bit goes with that. I can't remember. Anyway, I've got a fiberglass bit to go right across there for when I'm actually out on track. But yeah, that bumper, I like it. That's the bumper I used to have originally. But yeah, it looks good. I need to do, I think, some more venting though. I don't have the same amount of exit area coming out here, so I think there's going to need to be some. I'm going to see how it runs on. I'm going to see how it behaves when I'm on track before I do anything with that. I also need to do that. But yeah, look at it from here. Again, doors all mint. Oh, how long is it going to say mint for? Who knows? Well, one thing I haven't done is what you can see in here is like the plastics now coming down over here. So you need to put that little bar in, and actually that just with this, I need to do a little nip over there like I've done over on that side. And the doors, they are mega flimsy like this. Like you have to basically twist it and pull it to get it in. It goes in fine once it's there, but it's not great. I need to black these out as well. They're just silver at the moment, but these need to be blacked out. And yeah, bonnet. The bonnet's cool. Way better than last year's one. Last year's one was the D-Max with a big hole cut in it. It just cracked. This thing's, it's like it was a double skinned fiberglass thing, so I've even taken the time. You can see it's all the same colour inside as well. I had to trim this down a wee bit. This part I've not put the latches back in yet. I've also trimmed it down. It was actually really heavy. It's still not the lightest thing in the world, but it's still got quite a bit of structure, so I'll take that. I actually think my metal bonnet with everything stripped out was probably a wee bit better than that. A wee bit lighter. I don't know. And also, see, I've got the step up bits in here. That was just to give me a bit more clearance inside. But I'm hoping with the way that vent is here, it's going to work really well for exiting anything from the bonnet, and then also the rear being lifted up as well, so I should get plenty of ventilation through here. That was never an issue before, but yeah, so much work. So, oh, another dog. Alright, dog. Dog one. What are you saying? What do you think of it? Nod if you're happy. So we're almost at the finishing line, right? Car's looking pretty amazing, isn't it? I'm gonna say yes, pretty amazing. It is taking me ages. Like, I know these videos that come across and they're like, oh, 15, 20 minutes, depending what will make it, and it just doesn't come across like this. I think between the point in which you seen it and then it turned out like that was a week and a half, and that's like a lot of hours in a week and a half to get it to this. And we still got a lot of bits to do, which again are going to take way longer than I think they should do, but well, I've got a practice day that I'm wanting to get to for the 25th of April, I think it is. Anyway, so I want to do that, but I'm at a good point now. I think there's a lot of little bits that need to be done. Doesn't all need to be done for the practice day, but yeah. So thank you for watching. Do the like, share, and subscribe thing. It really helps. I don't think you understand if you don't subscribe to the channel and you don't hit the like button. The videos don't go very far, and it really helps if you do that. So if you could please do that. If you've got this far, come on. You definitely need to do that. So I'll leave you with some shots of how beautiful this thing looks, and the next video we'll be finishing up all the little details on her, and then going for a skid.